I hate you.
Ruby doesn't mean that.
Yeah, Aiden. I can't believe you couldn't make it. Stupid.
It was kind of homophobic of you not to make it.
Honestly, I.
You know what? Never mind. I'm glad you didn't make it.
Jesus.
Whoa,
Christ.
okay.
In fact,
Damn.
Tristan's gonna private this video to you only.
All right.
You can't see it.
Blacklist.
Everyone else can.
Then the blacklist is IP.
Yeah. Tristan
So
can do that. He's smart.
to start, I was talking with Nathaniel about his character, and so we basically come to the consensus on how to connect him further to the story. Was he is we're gonna retcon that he introduced himself as another warden to you guys and proved it. He has a ring the same that Quinn has, and proved that he is a warden, and he came from a different world to help with the issue that's happening here.
Right.
I see.
That works.
Okay.
And then other than that, we'll probably just start with recapping.
Sounds about right.
Before you start with recapping, could we start with one other thing?
Sure.
Hmm.
Could you please turn the grid line color from white? It hurts my eyes.
Okay.
Oh, is the server up?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
just lower
Yes.
the opacity on the lines.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm not see. Oh,
It,
failed
it
to find
feels
any
like
servers.
I'm a little kid looking out of like a screen door.
Yeah, they don't need to nearly that high opacity. That should be. Is
There
that
we
better?
go. That's much better. Thank you, thank you.
I just prefer light colored lines because they're easier for me to see, but I agree it doesn't need to be that bright.
My eyes.
We
shit,
should.
I forgot Soggy had 130 HP.
Yeah, you guys are all level 14. I'm not sure if that's a recent thing or not, but
You have 130, Grim?
Well, 128 to be specific.
The fuck? Why are you so tanky?
Because
Rangers get quite a bit of health.
I'm a level 12 Ranger, level 2 Cleric.
Interesting.
I have a 72 max.
72
Don't you remember the
max.
funny combo I stumbled upon?
Oh, the lightning
Oh,
bow
the
or whatever.
lightning. Now.
It's such a silly combo, and it was not intentional at all by my part or Grimm's part.
It's just like, oh, cool, a sweet lightning bow. Oh, because I got a lightning bow, I should probably go into Cleric with, lightning shit in it. Whoops. It was all for the thematical such and such.
Level
How much
2 cleric.
Do you have, Piney?
72.
Oh, nice. I have 173.
Oh my
Oh.
god. What?
He's a
class?
barbarian.
I'm a barbarian.
Alright, checks out.
Wait, you have what? Wait.
I have 173 HP. I'm a barbarian.
I will give you the golf clap once you break the 200 mark.
Yeah, 173 HP, 18 armor class.
I have 86 HP.
Well, wait, aren't you were you a warlock and then a sorcerer?
No, I'm a sorcerer.
Just pure sorcerer.
Okay,
Not a
I thought-
Sorlock, sadly.
I thought there was a joke that you were like, no, I'm totally a wizard, and you were actually like a warlock or something.
I think
That was in the campaign that you ran. That was Gravelgrave.
Oh shit.
That was Gravelgrave. Okay, I remember that being a joke. I was like, was that Gravelgrave or is that this one?
No, nah.
That was Gravelgrave.
We should also probably all reintroduce each other's characters and be like, hey, this is my character, this is what I'm doing, just so that people are aware of each other's characters and names and
Well,
things
I
like that.
remember everybody. We got Nightkin,
Yeah,
Mr. Crystal
remember
Lizard, and then we got Quinn, the human from Earth.
From
Then we have
ER.
Then Soggy, the goat lady.
The land of cake pops.
And then Paya, the fucking swole giantess, who is
Did
now
Paya-
a dragon.
Yeah, when did that happen?
Oh, I just have a ring that turns you into a dragonborn, so that I'm not 20 feet tall.
So she could fit into normal places. And then we
Yeah,
got
this is
everybody's
the
favorite little
normal one.
guy,
Oh.
Bear Killer.
Bear
Bear
Killer!
Killer is my
Just
beloved.
a little guy.
I miss Bear Killer.
Well, there
I
goes
just
there goes my battery. So if I just disconnect, that's why.
I don't expect to heavily need tabletop too much this session, so
Okay,
it should be mostly talking.
nice.
Yeah, so I think characters are mostly good, but if people have questions, ask questions. Does anyone want to go over like the big points that you remember, and I'll try and help fill in gaps and stuff.
We were originally in Icewind Dale, and we had gotten down to that underground city, which the name is escaping me right now.
Don't worry, I don't remember either.
Yeah. Went down there, and I believe our whole big thing for going down there was to stop Ariel in the first place.
Yeah.
Or no, it was that and the fact that we needed to stop the mistress from getting
The woman in
Mythal-
black or whatever. Yeah, the mistress.
We had to stop her from getting the Mythalar, which I managed to attune to. We fought a Tomb Tapper, and the Tomb Tapper exploded. And then I think during our fight with Ariel, the mistress took the Mythalar, and we chased after her.
Yeah. So basically, after the fight with Ariel, she agreed to help you fight Ariel because, you know, enemies of enemies, you know, and after that, she used control magic on Quinn, and basically, coerced you guys into letting her steal it using Quinn's power. And so
Yes.
after that, she basically plane shifted away with the Mythalar, and you chased after her. And then we got into some planar travel stuff.
Yeah.
You followed the ring that Quinn got from Krog that helps you lead your way back to where Krog came from. Later learned it's the Warden's headquarters. And you followed along. You went back to the mountains where the Goliaths that Paya grew up with came from. The griffin raising Goliaths in the mountains. And found out there was a portal in the mountains where a devil was basically controlling the Goliaths via manipulation. Defeated said devil, went through the portal, made your way across some plains, following branches of Yggdrasil, and using the ring as a guide. Nothing crazy happened along the way that you need to really remember. You eventually made it to Earth, where you confronted
Eorth.
one of the mistress's companions, a sort of a Death Knight, who really wanted to die. And after basically just absolutely rolling him in combat, you managed to... Ah! Yes, I remember. Piney learned a very useful spell that let him dream walk to another world. And
Oh, that's the Blue Veil one, right?
yes,
Dream from
and
the
so
Blue Veil.
using the requirements for the spell was to have a magic item that came from this world that you're trying to travel to, and you looted a sword off of that Death Knight. So you used the sword that you got from the Death Knight to quickly jump to the location you desired to go. Once you arrived there, you arrived at where the swords was originally created, and were confronted by a giant lich.
Right.
And that lich trapped Niken inside a magical labyrinth.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you guys basically convinced the lich to let you go in after him. And so then all of you willingly went into the labyrinth. After going through the labyrinth for a bit, various things happened. Paya got brain dead for a bit. Um, you fought an
Yeah.
undead dragon. An undead dragon. You continue to make your way through the labyrinth until eventually you got to the end, where you found another giant, not undead, but a cloud giant that seemed to be a oracle of sorts. And she basically told you that while the intentions of the mistress and her people are to resurrect their old god in order for them to all pass on to the afterlife because they've been trapped in a state of undeath, they are being manipulated by a dark spirit, a demonic spirit, that holds the final piece to resurrecting their god. And she believes that that demonic spirit will sabotage the resurrection of the god
Wait,
for its
can
own
you say,
gain.
wait, can you say that one more time?
Yes. So, the mistress and her entire country are basically trapped in a state of undeath for thousands of years. They have not been able to die, stuck as undead. They are trying to resurrect their dead god so that their god can bring them on to the afterlife. This god has been referred to as the maiden of the ethereal or the goddess of spirits, various things you've heard her referred to as. And so that's their goal. And so to do that, they stole the Mythalar and did all the things that you saw them do. And then the demonic spirit that is helping them do this, this oracle has advised you that that spirit is the true evil that is manipulating the mistress to do these actions and is going to likely has the last piece needed to resurrect the god and also is likely to sabotage the resurrection. After learning about this demonic spirit, you guys left the labyrinth. The oracle let you leave. And she also told you the location of the spirit, which is in a continent known as Gregoria, near the center of the continent. So she basically advised, first things first, you guys should probably deal with the spirit more than anything. But the spirit is powerful, and the spirit has escaped from many prisons, lived for thousands of years, basically on par with something like a demigod, not something you just casually go and kill. Or else it would have been done a long time ago. In fact, it's been tried to be done a long time ago.
Right.
After learning all this, you got on a boat. On that boat, you started hearing whispers telling you to go to sleep. Spooked a couple of you and didn't sleep. But those who did, including Niken ended up seeing a figure in his dreams on the boat. This figure was a sort of dark cloaked figure with a sort of magical dark shroud over their face. Niken saw through this shroud and basically saw into like an infinite void of things that you could know but you can't really know. Abstract. I described it as something where it holds all the answers but you can't see any of them, and it was very alluring. Anywho, Niken struck a deal with this being, because this being basically said to Niken, I also hate this demonic spirit. I tried to lock him away thousands of years ago, but even he broke through the prison I created. So I see that you have access to a magic that could potentially lock away this spirit. I can teach you a spell of basically how to break the timeline in two and trap this demonic spirit in an alternate timeline in a loop on itself, basically trapping it in a paradox outside of the realm of time. And Niken agreed to learn the spell and lock away the spirit. And the details of the spell were basically you need to have 1 minute of sightline on the target, and a massive source of magical power, which you basically concluded is either like 5 casters of your guys' level, or various other things, including maybe the Mythalar, or you even theorized potentially a Lich's phylactery.
Hey, wait a minute. We know about a lich.
Exactly. So you've learned about a Lich, you know the Mythalar. You also know the possibility of, hey, we could just try and get more casters to help us. There's probably powerful wizards on this world that could potentially want to help us. And that's where we left off. Are there any questions or clarifications needed?
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Yeah.
Trying to think through some other important stuff I might have missed.
What's the plane called we're on?
The world you are on currently. Oh, I have this written down. I don't know why I can never remember it. 1 second. While my notes load. Yes, Midaria is the name of the world.
Materia.
You arrive on. You've also learned there's basically 4 major continents. Srithia, which is the continent you ended up on after you exited the labyrinth, seemed to be ruled by dragons. Talkar, which is a sort of a nation of magic and wizards. Morkath, which is the undead nation, the one locked under a curse of undeath, the one trying to resurrect the old god. And Gregoria is the other continent that is supposedly where the demonic spirit is. And it is far to the east of the rest of the continents. So you basically were going to try and get a boat to the capital of the Srithian Empire, where you could commission a mage there to use a teleportation circle to get you to Gregoria faster. Because for you guys, money is not an issue, and so forth. Although you could decide to take the long way if you wanted, and take a boat. But a boat ride to the other side of the world would take you around 2 months. So
We don't really have that kind of time.
I hate to bring this up because, you know, same team and such. But why do people accept our money?
it's gold.
It's gold.
I mean, it's gold, but it doesn't look like everybody else's money.
I mean, you actually haven't conversed with a merchant yet. So
Well, that is true.
you're not entirely sure they're going to take your money exact, but you might be able to trade, barter, give your gold to get their gold type thing, and then...
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to just stop the conversation flat, but it just popped in my head. I'm like, why are people taking our money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I need some clarification, so I was muted. So, the old god they're trying to resurrect, so that's just gonna, like, kill all of them then, basically?
Yeah. Their goal is to resurrect their old god, this maiden of the ethereal, they call it, or others call it the goddess of spirits, and resurrect this god, and in doing so, the god will be able to bring them all to the afterlife, and so they'll all just die, because they've been stuck in undeath for, like, thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah. So wait, why is that bad for us then?
It's not necessarily bad. You're not sure what the consequences of resurrecting this god could be, besides just killing them all. And the second part is, this demonic spirit seems to have ulterior motives to resurrect the god, because this demonic spirit is not a member of this country, is not looking to die because of this resurrection. but it's helping them nonetheless, and you're not sure
It's just
why.
really sus.
Yeah,
There's some
and
sketchiness with this.
the oracle has basically prophesized that the demonic spirit, if you let the demonic spirit help them in resurrecting the god, then bad stuff will happen. That doesn't necessarily mean resurrecting the god is a bad thing, but to specifically let the demonic spirit take part in the resurrection could lead to bad things. So the opportunity for you guys could still be, I'm willing to forgive the mistress for what she did and stop the demonic spirit, but still help her resurrect the god, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I have a
But-
feeling there's some people who don't want to work with the mistress in this party.
No, I don't want to work with her.
I just
Yeah.
want the Mythalar back.
Yeah.
So there is. You're not entirely positive that the god being resurrected is necessarily a bad thing, but there's a lot of unknowns of like what the consequences would be.
Right.
And we just want to stop it so that we don't have, like... You know what I mean? Like, we just want to stop it so that, like... There isn't, like... This, like, evil god, like, plane jumping, you know what I mean? To other worlds and destroying them.
And this isn't like just like it's like a eldritch thing or more of a demonic thing. Do we know that?
As far as it's been described, it was never necessarily an eldritch or evil god. It was a good-natured god. It just there was some sort of accident or something happened in the past that ended up the god dying and everyone who worshipped it being cursed to never die.
But why would they need a demonic entity then? That's what.
The demonic entity has what they need to resurrect the god.
I see. Okay.
At least that's the information you have at the moment. You haven't actually conversed with the mistress or any of the people she works with.
Is that possible?
It's not impossible. You guys have a lot of high-level magic at your disposal. You could, as far as I know, you're able to scry as well, so you're able to find the mistress if you wanted to. I believe you did. You scried her out at one point.
We did talk to that big Death Knight.
You talked to the Death Knight and you talked to the Lich. All the Lich, the Death Knight, and the Mistress all seem to have different ideas and like what their goal was for resurrecting the god, or they all had slightly different moralities and reasons for doing what they were doing.
Right. Okay.
The Death Knight was by far the most chill and willing to talk to you. In fact, he didn't even really want to fight you. He was kind of just like, let us resurrect the god, please. I want to die.
Wait, we killed him?
Well, no.
Well, he can't die, so you killed him. He's going to resurrect, though. You killed him and took a sword.
Ooh.
And you're kind of assuming that he's chasing after you, but he has to take the long way. Because you guys took a shortcut. And, yeah. The mistress, you haven't had a proper conversation with her, but her ideologies basically turned to ends justify the means. Where she's just like, I don't care that I killed a bunch of people on your world and stole a magical artifact. Like, I'm doing this to save my people. Fuck you all.
Well, then I guess we'll just kill all of her people because the ends justify the means. So I guess one civilization is better than the whole world blowing up, right?
I mean, killing all her people would be something she wants, but it's like, it's
Well,
not.
then we'll put them like in Dragon Ball. We'll put them in the jar like King Piccolo and make them live forever in a fucking jar.
That's an option.
That is certainly a thing.
Didn't you say we have a jar that we can put them in like Dragon Ball?
Yes, that you have a jar you could put the mistress or the demonic spirit in, or anybody in. You
Put
could
them
put each other
in
in it.
the cum chalice.
No, guys, don't.
Put
We're
you in a
not putting our
jar.
enemies in the cum chalice. Not again.
Not again. Again? Again? What do you mean again?
I don't even remember this.
I don't remember putting anybody in the cum chalice.
I'll
Cade,
have
what
to
have
go
you been
giant
doing?
size to fill it.
Hey,
No.
hey, hey, hey.
The violence
don't-
has escalated.
I don't like this anymore. This isn't fun.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Um,
But we're trapped on a boat right now, aren't we?
basically,
Yeah. So
you're-
what's going on the boat?
basically the capital is on a different island from the main continent. So you're taking you traveled along the continent of dragons, the Cerithian Empire, and you made your way and chartered a boat to get to the capital. And
I say.
you were on that You've been on the boat for about a day, but it's going to take another day to get to the capital.
Who else is on the boat?
Um,
Is it just us?
it's basically just a cargo ship that has some passengers occasionally. So there's like another pair of people traveling on the boat with you. They seem to be a couple. But I mean, you haven't suspected them of anything. They haven't done anything suspicious. They seem like normal people.
Normal people.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, so they want the
But
exactly.
you obviously don't have very good perceptions of what is normal and isn't normal on this world because none of you are natives.
Who are
Says
you?
No.
Lots of people have specifically commented on both Paya and Niken being dragonborn, as this is a continent of dragons. They seem to almost assume that you guys are nobility.
Ooh, I'm sure Niken loves
Damn
that.
straight.
Goddamn right.
They seem to offer you a little bit more respect. There's even been some like exchanges with like the boatmaster, like assuming that the rest of the party was your servants.
I'm sure Niken loves.
I mean,
Niken,
that's already true, but
yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Because you guys don't exactly look. You look like adventurers, or at the very least, nobles with adventurers accompanying them is what they're looking at.
I see.
Perhaps a lot of them are assuming things about you, but you can't know exactly what they're assuming about you.
But like also the people that we're getting the boat ride from, they're also like not dragonborn, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're a variety of races, mostly human. There's a few dwarves working on the ship as well, but no, it's mostly human.
Okay. So it's not like we've primarily only seen dragonborn.
No, you haven't actually seen any dragonborn.
Okay.
Because they're nobles. They wouldn't sully themselves with a boat like this.
They wouldn't put their feet on dirty peasant ships.
Son, driving's for the work.
But yes.
Any other questions?
We're going to the big city to try and find someone who can teleport us back to Morcath, right?
Is that what's happening?
It depends on your goal. You could go confront the mistress or try and steal the Mythalar or do something like that. But there's also the demonic spirit in Gregoria.
Right.
So
My bad. It's
you're
right,
going-
it's in Gregoria. Right.
you're going to the capital to try and commission a teleportation somewhere. Where you guys decide to go is up to you. I mean, everywhere is essentially viable. You could stay here and look for help first. Look for allies that could potentially help you. You could go to the continent of mages because you know you will need powerful magic in order to trap the demonic spirit in the first place. You could go back to Morcath and do a variety of things there. Either confront the Lich or confront the mistress.
Maybe we should talk about it in character while we're on the boat for the last day or something.
Yeah, that works perfectly. And if you need more clarifications on things you don't remember, or just I'll chime in if you need me.
My hand is raised.
And one last question, Nathaniel, what is your character again?
Ramus. He's a human from a different dimension. He's part of the Wardens. He's not like the smartest man, but they kind of just picked him up because of his brute strength.
Didn't we find you walking around in a loincloth in the woods?
Yeah, but I found a picture that more suited the image I had for him in my head originally.
You're no longer naked.
No longer naked, no. I was looking for, because I always pictured him in like a big poncho. So I finally found a picture that fit it. But yeah, that's Ramus.
That's my questions.
What about you, Grim? You had your hand raised.
About the demonic spirit.
Yep.
Remind me how that's connected with the vampire bitch.
Basically, the Oracle told you that this demonic spirit is working with the vampire and provided her the information she needed to resurrect the god, and has whatever the last piece she needs is.
So our
the
job
Mythalar
now...
was one of those pieces, and the demonic spirit supposedly has the last piece, although you're not sure what that last piece is.
Alright, so we either need to banish the demonic spirit or kill vampire bitch.
Yes.
Or get the piece
or both.
Or the Mythalar back from her.
You do have the... You would assume, if you banish the demonic spirit, whatever the demonic spirit has that is needed to resurrect the god, the mistress
will be lost with him.
You're not sure.
Alright. We can assume she doesn't know. So if he goes bye-bye, she can't find it. Or we've given ourselves a lot of time.
You should probably assume that she does know, because both her and the Lich have powerful magics and have scryed to find your location in the past.
True.
And have spied on you in the past. So
I know, but we're not demonic energies, though.
Yeah.
We're just plebeians.
I mean, plebeians that killed a god.
Still plebeians, though.
Wait, we killed the god?
Well, we killed the avatar of a god.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember us killing that god.
No, we killed the avatar, which is still insanely difficult to do, so props for us.
There was 3 phases, like a proper boss fight.
I know, it was really well DM'd. It was crazy. I wonder who did that.
Anyway, I didn't design the boss fight, though. That's Wizards of the Coast.
But you ran it, and that's what counts, Tristan.
Right. Yeah, so basically, you have honestly very little information to work with on what exactly a demonic spirit is, what it has that's needed to resurrect the god, and how exactly defeating it would work for you guys.
Right.
Or sealing it away. Because like Niken said when he learned the spell, 1 full minute of having a sightline on the target is a tall price to pay when you're trying to fight a supposed demigod level threat that has yet to be killed in thousands of years or whatever.
Is that the mistress?
No, this is the demonic spirit.
Oh. So the mistress is not as powerful as the demonic spirit?
No.
You wouldn't assume so, no.
Okay. But she is very powerful.
Yeah, last time you fought her was a while ago, but you managed to get her to her second phase, and then and then you ran, and a character died.
Who died?
Aiden's second character died, so now he's on his third character.
Oh, yeah.
The classic.
He got ripped in half by
this game.
I mean, that was, it's Icewind Dale, and now some big level threats. Basically, the mistress, vampire, magic user, you managed to weaken her enough that she used a spell to turn herself into a pit fiend, and then ripped one of the party members in half.
Oops.
Oopies!
You got close.
That day.
You got close to killing her, and then you found out she had another 300 hit points.
Yeah.
This isn't even my final form. Oh, fuck.
Honestly, yeah, I was surprised. You guys were pretty low level for how well you were taking her on, but yeah. So she's pretty powerful. You would assume that the giant lich is pretty powerful. The champion, which is the Death Knight.
Pretty powerful.
To clarify, I might say things interchangeably, but the mistress is who you know. That's the vampire lady. The lich, the giant lich. Sometimes people have called him the sage or so forth. He was referred to as the sage by some of the other characters. And the Death Knight was referred to as the champion by other characters, sort of like a trifecta of leaders of this undead nation.
Okay.
So you guys actually rolled the champion, although he was not, and it was you guys honestly just rolled him, but he was still decently strong, and he's immortal, so you can't kill him. The Lich,
trapped
you've
him in a
never
box.
fought. You kind of avoided fighting him after he imprisoned Niken, so you're not exactly sure how powerful he is, but you would assume at least
Powerful
equally
enough
powerful
to-
to the Mistress, you would assume, or something close to that.
Okay.
And the demonic spirit is above them, probably on the level of a god. Or like an avatar of the god, probably on the level of like Ariel, or maybe stronger, you're not sure. Somewhere close to that.
We barely beat Ariel.
Wasn't
Yeah.
too bad, if I remember.
It wasn't that bad, no. You also had the help of the mistress when you fought Ariel.
Oh yeah, forgot.
But yeah, that's sort of the main
Okay.
bad guys that you need to remember.
That's the situation.
Yeah, but you don't have a lot of information on the sage, the lich. You don't have much information on him, other than he's powerful lich, and the demonic spirit. You have even less information on. You don't. You've learned that he's a raven spirit, or will take the form of a raven. You've learned that, and some have called him, referred to him as that as well, the raven or a raven spirit. But yeah, I think that's that. So now
Well,
comes
I'm
the
no longer
discussion.
made of ice.
Yeah.
To remind those who might have forgotten.
Shabingi.
I forgot how that
What
happens.
Massachusetts?
Did somebody?
We were in Ariel's temple, and you touched something.
No. I know how he became ice. I forget who or how he got cured of being ice.
It's whenever he became a cleric.
I'm gonna
Right,
replace
right.
you nice, by the way.
I've found God.
Well, no. The god
Yay.
when the god himself only let you move while you were still encased in ice.
Yep.
But
I-
at some point, you did get actually the curse removed.
Did that happen when we?
Oh,
went
that
to
just
the-
happened whenever Ariel was defeated.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. When Ariel was defeated, her endless winter across Icewind Dale was dispelled, and so was the curse that was put onto Saigi.
Hot damn! I can drink
Hot.
again.
He can
Hot
drink
dog,
and eat
hot dog,
foods.
hot diggity dog.
Yeah, so now it just comes down to you guys are discussing what the plan is to do next. Whether it's to just immediately go after the spirit, to go seek help or power to power up the spell that Niken needs to cast to imprison it. I should also remind you, Niken, that I'm sure you're still aware of this, but the figure that taught you the spell even warned you that there's probably you're messing with things that not even he understands, so that there's potential consequences for casting this spell that you are unsure of.
No consequences. Only
I'm
action.
sure you'll be fine.
Consequences, smartsequences.
Yeah. So whether it's to try and seek help to maybe power up Niken's spell first before you confront the spirit, or to simply go to Gregoria to learn more information about where the spirit is and anything, weaknesses, things you could learn about him, so forth. So discuss.
I'm for learning more about the spirit first before we try to think of like a way to power the spell.
Yeah.
Is it in character or is this still?
Half in
Um,
character, half not. If it's easier for you guys to discuss out of character, that's fine too. But
I think planning, I need to be able to think. But I feel like it'd be best if we learn a bit more about the demonic spirit, and then after that, once we're also still in Gregoria, try and find a source, because it's now dawning on me. Okay, probably won't be able to use the Mythalar as the magic source, if
The mistress has it.
the mistress has it over in Morcath. So we'd probably have to search around there for either people to help or for something else.
Yeah.
okay.
Are we under a time limit at all? By the way, like, is this like a race against
I
time?
think
You're kind of racing against the demonic spirit to get back to the mistress and help her in resurrecting the god.
Okay, so we're just trying to get to the demonic spirit before the mistress does. Is that like the?
The mistress is staying in one spot. The mistress is staying in Morcath. It's more stopping the demonic spirit before he gets to Morcath and helps resurrect the god.
I see. Okay.
You're also not entirely sure, but when you scried into the mistress's locations, it seems that she was doing magical rituals to prepare the Mythalar and the resurrection, and you're not exactly sure how long those would take anyway.
I see. Does she know we're coming?
She knows you're here.
Okay.
You're not sure if she knows that you escaped from the labyrinth yet, because
Okay.
the Lich trapped you all in the labyrinth, and so it's been like 5 days since you escaped from the labyrinth.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of at some point, eventually they're going to realize that you've escaped from the labyrinth, but you're not sure if they know.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I think I don't know what all the source nonsense is, but I think we should definitely get to the city and find a way to get some sort of transport. Maybe try to find out more about the demonic entity, and then go from there.
Yeah, it sounds like a good course of action. I do think we should check in to see if we could maybe stop over at that continent of magic.
For what?
Oh, well, powerful wizards and such usually have a decent amount of ancient arcane knowledge. They might have some more information that we might not find anywhere else. Or
Clever.
maybe even some rituals.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think all the ideas are good. It's just a matter of priorities. Where are you going first? And is it a consensus amongst you that it's going to be Gregoria first to try and locate the spirit and learn more about it?
I say so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your input?
You agree? Disagree?
With specifically going to the magical city, or like?
Going to where the spirit is to try and learn more about it.
Yes. No, I'm okay with that. I think Quinn hasn't like. I don't think Quinn has said a lot in this situation, as long as we're kind of like generally doing the right thing of like, hey, we should probably stop this entity that can like end worlds. It's maybe not. You know what I mean?
Once we take care of that, the mistress can do whatever she wants.
Where do we begin, though?
Your current plan was to go to the capital and try and commission a mage there to teleport you.
No, I know that, but where do we even begin once we get there? Are there signs? Well, I'm asking the group, not the DM on this one.
Okay.
How do we even get? I keep doing fucking Cobalt voice.
DM, do we know where the demonic spirit is in Gregoria?
Last known position given to you by the Oracle 5 days ago was center of the continent.
Okay. Alright, well, we have a rough area where we need to look. I say once we get to the city, figure out how to get to Gregoria. Then from there, I'm sure a demonic entity has to stir up some trouble. Surely we'd be able to find it.
Are you,
Oh, sorry. I thought
I'm poor.
you're. po-
what happened to
Well-
all of your money?
I don't know about you, but I'm still loaded.
So we have to go to the city to get a wizard to teleport us?
Yes.
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 Why can't you just do it? Aren't you a big wizard guy or something like that?
He's bad at it.
I'm not. I'm great at it.
He
It's
can't
just
do
that.
it.
Oh.
It's just that. Particularly, I am not suited for teleportation. At least not this kind. So we have to get someone else to do it. But besides that, I'm fantastic.
And
Oh.
my teleportation is more like, I want to say it's more like sightline.
Okay. Well, I mean, if neither of you can do it, I'm sure there's someone else who can. Not saying you're bad at what
it's
you're
never about how
doing.
big your teleportation is, it's about how you use it.
I feel like you're
Vet.
conflicting two different sayings, but I'll let you say what you need to say if it makes you
Thank
feel
you.
better. Alright, so how long do we have until we get to the city we're going to? I look to just the group generally as I'm picking at my nails.
Should be by the end of today. You should be docking at the capital.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna get some shut-eye before we get to a loud big city. Just a quick nappy. That's all.
A
Alright.
nappy.
Yeah, that's what we call it in where I came from. Excuse me.
And Saigi, with your keen perception as a ranger, you begin to notice that the footsteps and movements of the crew above you have changed. They've gotten more frantic, and you can hear a bit more yelling than you're used to with the sailors.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go check on something.
Oh, okay. Sure.
As you just hear the
Don't worry, she
clip
does that.
clop.
Clip clop up the stairs.
What were you saying, Piney?
I was making I was just being smart ass.
Given a quip.
He told Ramus, don't worry, he just does that.
One second. Oops. Sagi, as you go up, you can see various sailors yelling and moving around as they seem to be trying to stop the boat. You see they've dropped anchor and have begun to furl the sails. As up ahead, you can see a actually just roll a perception check for me to see if you actually see it.
Perception. I have a plus 8.
I
I
have a
got a
plus 8.
3. I got 11.
No! Okay.
11. That actually beats this. Okay.
Oh, good. It's like my passive is 18.
Yeah. Well, in this case, you're actively searching.
Okay.
Because you're trying to see what the commotion's about. But you do see it. And you see up ahead the boat, there is a pretty large shadow in the water.
I'm just going to turn and go back down. And just reapproach the group calmly. Get your
hey,
things.
Saggy.
You should come back up to the deck.
Oh.
Problems already.
Hold on. I
Is
pick
there
up.
fun to be had?
I stand up, go through my pockets, pick out the gumball in there, put it back in. Okay, I have everything. Let's go.
Wonderful.
What's
Tristan,
wrong?
since last time, have we had a long rest?
Yes. Oh, well, no one
Yeah,
who
we-
didn't sleep. You slept though. You did.
Yeah,
I slept.
we've been
Yeah.
on the boat for a day, right?
Kaya and Niken actually slept. Everybody else did not sleep.
Yippee!
Yippee. It's fine. I still haven't used any spell slots. But to answer your question, there's something in the water.
Oh god.
I don't know what it is, but it's quite large.
What, we talking like a
Right.
boat, or what are we talking?
It's under the water.
Maybe. Do you guys have submarines where you're
Dungeon
from?
Master.
Yeah.
Does Niken know decently about dragons?
Yeah. I'd say you've studied enough about dragons.
Does Niken know what a dragon turtle is?
Yeah. I mean,
No.
yeah.
I expect this is not to be well.
You guys don't have like sea leviathans here, do you? That's like
No, well, actually, I can't tell you. This isn't our home.
Oh,
None
I was
of
gonna say,
you are natives. None of you know.
I was gonna say,
I
I
don't know,
didn't.
probably.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you guys have like? Do you think there's like submarines here? Did you guys
I
have
doubt it.
those?
We're on a wooden boat.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Actually, no, never mind. That checks out.
all right.
There's not submarines in Faerun. I was like, no, wait, there literally is.
There are, but you also have to remember Frederick gave us the knowledge of all languages on Earth, so we know what a sub is.
Yeah, and also the
Or did you
Ramus
just know
is
the word but not the meaning?
Ramus is from a
you know the
dimension
meaning
with
as well,
submarines.
kind of.
Where Ramus is from, there are subs.
Oh, thank
That was-
God.
That was the joke.
All right.
There's subs where I'm from, but like that's not really like a medieval fantasy type vibe that,
No.
that often happens here.
But either way, there's something spooky outside.
God.
All right, let's go. Where are we? Under? Are we like below deck right now?
Yeah, you guys were in like the sleeping quarters, like with the hammocks and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll be heading up to the front of the ship.
All right. You all head up. Is Bear Killer coming up too, Paya?
Yes.
All right.
If Bear Killer can fit under the deck.
Yeah. Bear Killer's not that big. If
It's like
Bear
the size of a car.
The car.
A small car, but still
yeah,
a car.
like a Kia Soul.
Well, I mean, like I'd assume that he's like probably the size or a little bit bigger than a horse.
Yeah, bigger than a horse, like bigger than a grizzly bear.
I was
But
saying,
like a
you've
like, we
been
talking
near
like
an actual
rhino?
horse before, right?
They're not as big as cars.
Yeah.
Not
We're
not
talking
as
like a
wide
big-
as cars, but
They're not as wide as cars, but they're
They're taller than
big.
cars.
Is this like
Taller than most
moose
cars.
size? Are we talking like a moose? Like that big?
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good way. A moose
That's
or
a
an
big
elk.
fucking critter.
That's a giant. Yeah.
But that's like
Yeah.
folded up wings and like body shape lets him get in and out pretty easily.
Oh yeah, he would fit in the bowels of the ship, but I don't think he'd be able to take the stairs very easily. He would be the
Yeah.
only one. It's like everybody else up, then Bear Killer.
Then Bear Killer.
You head up, and the crew is all sort of like in a panic. Some of them are sort of holding harpoons and such. Harpoons and sort of boat spears, like long spears, and they're sort of like lining the deck and looking around in the water, and suddenly the darkness shows up sort of on the whatever terminology the left side is.
The left
Starboard.
That's port.
Port side.
Port.
As the shadow flies up out of the water and lands on the deck in front of you.
Wait, I thought it was like a giant shadow. It landed on the ship.
It's a pretty big shadow.
And now it is on the ship.
Okay,
but this is also a big ship. This is not this is not a small ship. This is
It's a golden dragon.
No, that's.
Well, I can't see anything. What are we looking at?
It's not
a
golden.
dragon!
It's bronze.
It's a dragon. Yes, it is. Nikon, with his dragon knowledge, would notice the golden green as being bronze. A bronze dragon.
So this is a bronze dragon.
Okay, I'll say in character Sog, he's like, it's a golden dragon. And then Nikon's like, are you stupid? It's copper.
No,
Nikon, this might
you're
be
wrong again. That's bronze.
Bronze.
Nikon, this might be specious, but do you know what this is?
It's look back. I just looking at you. What the fuck do you think it is?
I just shrug.
Why am I in the front?
Quinn, I want you guys. Quinn.
Sagi would have been in the front. She was leading the way.
Yeah, Quinn.
Yeah, there you go, Sagi.
Quinn looks like he had the fear of God put in him again. Like he is just like stunned.
This is really hard to sue.
Everybody be cool.
As soon as the dragon lands on the ship, you see all the crew sort of not exactly relax, but they all kneel. As soon as they realize what just landed on the ship.
Oh, I see.
I slap whoever's next to me on the shoulder and I take a knee.
Ow,
bitch.
Quinn, so I think somebody has to like grab Quinn and like move him down because he's just so stunned, like he can't even like.
Ramus will just grab him by the shoulders and like take him down with himself as they both take a knee.
Yeah, drop a knee.
He's like, we don't want to be disintegrated. Take a knee.
I'd rather die standing than kneeling.
I shoot you in the fucking knee.
Wait, what's your character's name again? It would be
Paya.
It's like Paya. If you do this, you're gonna become a fucking pyre. A fire. Now get on your knees.
I do not appreciate your wordplay.
No, nor do I. Now please get on your knees.
Despite this conversation, the dragon begins to take steps across the ship as it was scanning the ship, and it now sees you all.
Oh no!
And with a sort
stand
of
out.
gravelly voice, it says, "It was you lot."
You'll have to be more specific. We've done a lot of things.
We've been in a lot.
Quinn looks like he's about to faint.
I just slap him on the face a little bit, like, "Come on, man, stay with me."
Strange warriors who came from the mountains, slayed several earth elementals with ease, and resurrected the dead.
Did we do that?
Did we resurrect the dead?
Yes.
Did do that. I did that.
Specifically, you guys all found miners being attacked by earth elementals, like 5 earth elementals, and you absolutely.
What kind of miners?
The rock and stone kind.
Okay.
Oh, but there was also a child there. Kind of both.
Minor.
So there's both kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, a minor.
it was like several miners, and one of the miners had the family with them, and they were attacked by earth elementals. And you guys kind of just destroyed the earth elementals, because of course you did. You guys fought way worse than that.
Yeah. Of course.
And one of the miners had died in the earth elemental attack, getting smashed. And Aiden's character had used a resurrection spell to bring back the miner, and then also gave the miners like thousands and thousands of gold.
Oh yeah, we did make them not have to be miners anymore.
Upon hearing this, like, Nightkin would go from like humility to like perking his up. Oh yes, that was all of us.
I'm just looking at Nightkin like, oh god.
As the dragon says, that I'm going to have to ask you to come with me when this boat docks.
Why is that?
You are being detained.
What?
For a simple investigation.
We don't have time, Mr. Dragon.
Third dragon? Do you have a name? May we use it?
That is unnecessary right now. If you are truly innocent and mean no harm to our empire, then you will have no problem accompanying me at the capital.
I look to you guys.
Well, I mean, we are trying to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead, what were you saying?
We're already trying to get to the capital because we're trying to research. And like Quinn like just stopped, like he still like looks like he's gonna faint. And I think he just like trails off mid-sentence. Because he's never seen a dragon.
I just pat Quinn on the back.
You've seen a dragon? What do you mean?
Dragon. It killed August.
Yeah, it killed August. Remember
No,
the
I know. No, I know. Well, no, and Quinn watched that like firsthand, and so I think he's like really. I think he's really scared of dragons.
I see.
I thought of something really bad to say, but I'm not saying character, but he's just like, oh, don't worry, it's just the white ones that do that.
It's true. I just like. Who am I next to right now?
Yeah. No, and so we have encountered a dragon before, but I think the last time Quinn saw a dragon, it was like.
Y'all were like level 4. And
and
just
like
had to run for your lives.
Yeah, I know, and Quinn saw August get torn to a bloody pulp, and then had to like sprint away from a dragon. And the only reason Quinn made it away was because of his condition, not because he like. It was because his condition allows him to like teleport faster and like more consecutively, so he was able to get away. So I think that is why Quinn is like just like. Not
terrified,
coherent right now.
Who is Ramus next to right now?
Next to Quinn.
Me.
Next to Quinn.
I lean over to Quinn. I'm like, do you think if we tell the dragon we're trying to save his world, he'll let us go? Okay, good talk, Quinn.
As his head just like leans in super close, his neck sort of like arching down over. Save the world.
It's a long story. But we're trying to prevent your world from being destroyed by an old god's resurrection. That's
as this dragon sort of like almost like breathes in and out, like sniffing you. I see. And he just turns his head quickly to you, Niken, and you. The gem dragons have been extinct for thousands of years. Where did you come from?
Not from here.
He is something like a caveman.
Did you call Niken a caveman?
Not incorrect, but not entirely right either.
Not like the troglodyte kind, but like a person who lives in a cave.
Not even okay. I am not from here, not from this world. None of us are actually.
As
That would explain some things.
as the dragon sort of scoffs. I smell no lies, yet you speak nonsense.
Mute.
You are only reaffirming that I must bring you to the capital's investigations.
That's fine.
All right.
This might be a good thing.
Yeah. Maybe we can get some help from the capital, from these big boys.
It's true. Our goal would definitely aid you in your civilization. We wish to seek out and rid the world of a great evil.
I see. Well, I suppose if you aren't going to resist, I will simply accompany you to the capital, and we shall continue from there.
Wonderful.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
That is not my name. As he just sort of walks off to the bow of the ship.
Wait, he walks to
Don't
the.
call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, and he sort of leaps around the sails and sort of rests at the front of the ship and just bellows to the crew, "Take us to the capital!" As the crew just sort of like gets back on their feet and starts like frantically getting the ship moving again. And yeah. So now what?
I guess I'll look to Quinn and be like, "You all right?"
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Okay,
Do it
And,
well,
like,
over the
fine.
side.
let's do it over here. Let's do it over here. I try to guide him to the
Yeah,
side.
and I think Quinn totally loses his lunch and then immediately is like, I'm gonna go now, and immediately goes downstairs. just like completely like I can't deal with dragons. I can't deal with dragons.
I feel like I might have missed something dragony involved with that kid. Something happened with him and a dragon.
No idea.
We witnessed a horrible thing with a dragon.
Oh, that's
I
a shame.
think it had a touch of madness and it ripped apart one of us.
Ah,
They're buried in our homeland.
I guess that would explain why he's traumatized.
Quite rabid.
We came upon it in a snowstorm.
I've never heard of a rabbit dragon before. Do they have big ears or big feet?
No, rabid, not rabbit.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It had a dead rider on its back.
You guys rode dragons?
Some do. It's very rare.
If you were rich.
Huh.
I didn't know money had anything to do with it.
Different time.
Ah,
Do you think he'll let us ride on his back to go to the capital?
Probably not.
I was
No.
going to say, he seems very stern.
I have a feeling that the dragons here are much more important than from where we're from. Where any of us are from.
I know
Yeah.
they're very
Treat them
important
like
where I'm
kings.
from in the way of, oh Lord help us, there's a dragon.
Yeah, that's about the same where I'm from. They kind of just hoarded gold and stayed in their little caves.
Maybe we should have this conversation later.
Yeah, the dragon just staring at us like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, I can hear you. Right here.
I guess I'll go back down to the...
Can the dragon hear that whole conversation?
Well, it heard you whispering when it was close to you. You're not sure how perceptive it is.
Oh,
Wazzle.
At least he's not a gold dragon.
that's homophobic.
You can be golden like men. It's okay. All right, yeah, I guess I'll go back down to the sleeping areas until we get there. Unless, and is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Hmm.
I'll be with you in a sec.
I need to meditate. So I'll be down below.
All right, I'm gonna take a nap down below.
I'm gonna go talk to the dragon.
We?
I'm gonna try to communicate with my god once you're done with that.
Ooh, Japon. Oh,
See, the funny thing is, it is and isn't my god. One of those.
I see. A sometimes god.
He's kind of a fickle god.
Fickle little pickle.
He's the god of travelers. You know, sometimes he's around, sometimes he's not.
Oh. That
Our
must be
praying,
shitty.
see a back in 20 sign.
Your prayer. This
Gone
number is
fishing.
not available. Please come.
It'd be like whenever like there's a few crisis lines that have answering machines for some fucking reason. It's always like, your call's very important to us. Please dial 911 or wait for another receiver.
Yep.
Contact a different god.
Yeah, please contact a different god. Please don't kill yourself.
Anyways,
Alani, shut your mouth.
All right.
Sorry, my
So
dog's
you're walking
barking.
over to the dragon.
yes. I don't know how to get up here, but
Yeah, well, it's like a step up. It's not too bad.
excuse me, Your Highness.
As it turns, what do you wish to discuss?
I have some questions. We are strange people in a new land, and well, to be frank, we're a little confounded by some things.
I see.
This vast dragon empire that we have heard so much about, it is ruled entirely by dragons.
Yes, it is.
And there are no gem dragons that you're aware of.
From my knowledge of history, the gem dragons went extinct long before the foundation of the empire.
That is truly something.
It is especially strange to see a dragonborn such as yourself. I would understand perhaps a single gem dragon living for that long, but a single gem dragon born does not have the power or lifespan to last. Although, if you are from another world as you claim, it is possible. I am not as educated as my fellows on the workings of the multiverse.
Understandable. It was merely a dabbling subject before I got tangled up into all of this. My expertise was more in time, which is partially why I've been able to live this long.
I see. So magic has kept you alive.
For the most part. That and just good old-fashioned cryostasis. My people are also all dead, at least for where I am from. I used to belong to a grand civilization, and now I'm surrounded by looking back to the rest of the group. Those people. But I suppose I get the last laugh. I'm the last living member, after all.
I suppose. Your story does intrigue me.
But I'm sure we'll have more time to talk, especially with you, these other people that are interested in us. Once we get to the capital, I'll be glad to tell you more tales.
As he turns to face you more straight, as he shifts his body. Your companions, however, seem to be in quite the rush. You claim to be trying to stop a dark entity. Please, tell me more what this dark entity is.
Well, we're still figuring all that out. But long story short, there is this demonic entity that we must stop because it is going to pose a great danger to something that is happening over in the continent of Morcath, if you know of it.
And with that, it almost startles him. Morcath. You
Yes.
mean to say the continent of the dead?
Yes. Are you not aware of what's going on over there?
We are aware of vague happenings in that continent. But no one has lived there since before even the Empire was founded.
Ah, well, I hate to break it to you, but currently the people of Morcath are, I wouldn't say alive, they're currently in eternal undeath because they are unable to die due to their god being gone. So they've decided to come to our world, take a powerful artifact that they can then use to resurrect their dead god. However, that ritual is being corrupted by a demonic entity that which we are trying to destroy before that demonic entity becomes the reincarnated god and does eons know what to this world. But of course, we can discuss that all whenever we're back at the capital, can't we?
As it sort of looks like the dragon is processing all of what you just said. I see.
So, there's a bit of a rush. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Just a tad.
You claim to know a lot of startling information, wizard.
Most information is startling, your greatness. It's just whether you know what to do with it or not.
I want to believe what you have said. However, the Empire must recognize the threat you and your companions pose with how powerful you seem to be. While you may say that you're on our side, trying to stop a dark entity, we cannot be sure if there are any ulterior motives. However, the Grand Investigator will be able to sniff out any darkness amongst you.
Very well. It was a pleasure talking, Mr.
Ilris.
Ilris. Nikon Julkspur. Charmed.
I see, Nikon.
And with that, I will take my leave.
All right. Um, in that case, if you guys are not going to do anything else, we can fast forward until the
I believe
next.
Grim was going to try and talk to his god.
Oh, right, Grim. He's gone.
No, I'm here. Hello.
Yeah,
Test,
he's
test.
just-
Why can no one hear me?
I didn't hear him for some reason. It might have been on my end.
I heard you, Grim.
It's
I
probably
heard
on
you,
my
Grim.
end. So you're going to try and contact the god.
Mm-hmm. Would I need to roll religion in my meditation?
Kind of. We'll go with that, but roll with advantage.
Where is religion? There it is. Oh, I have a -1. I am the worst cleric.
Well, you're not mainly a cleric, you know.
A 10 and
Shandaku.
a 14.
Okay, a 14. You're sort of just. This is a pretty ideal place for you to contact your god. This is somewhere your god is actually very present. Boats and traveling is underneath. Traveling is one of his main domains. So on a boat with the winds blowing, him being a god of wind and traveling, it's quite easy to contact him from here. And so you begin to listen in to the winds. And what are you trying to say? What are you trying to talk to him about?
I want to ask him why he helped me. I've never asked why. Because long ago, Mama Sagi told us don't ever look a gift horse in the mouth. But I've grown curious. And as we get closer to what could be the last hurrah for many of us, I've grown curious. Why?
I'll be right back.
You hear a sort of gruff voice say on the winds, "Your spirit did not deserve to be locked in ice. The exploration in your eyes and heart did not deserve to be locked away."
Damn, that's a good answer. Well, that was the main question I had. Well, with that, I only have one left. Is there anything he could tell me that would aid with what is to come? Any guidance to give?
Oh,
You can be ambiguous. You are a god.
yeah, I'm gonna give me like a quick minute to think on what he would say here. Um, he says, "All travelers touch the people they meet as they travel, but sometimes the best action is to simply observe." Very godlike proverb that is probably not very helpful.
No, it makes me think now about the coming situations. It's like, Sometimes it's better to just observe than to act. So I will definitely take his words to heart. Thank him and my prayers, however one does that with this current faith.
It's pretty chill, you know.
Throw a handful of leaves in the wind or something.
It's sort of however you wish for your character to go about it.
Yeah, I like that. I just take a little pinch of dust off the floor and throw it off the side of the ship as like a symbolic, like traveling the winds.
Yeah, it's one of those things where there's a lot of religions make it out to be like, oh, all of these specific rituals and things need to be done in order to please the god. But in the eyes of most gods, it's more about the meaning behind the actions rather than the specific actions themselves. Specifically with a god like this, where a lot of their followers come from literally all over the place and are constantly moving and so forth. So there's no organized church or rituals. It's kind of just like,
Any kind of symbolic gesture.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Tristan. I've learned a lot.
Yeah. All right. With that, is there anything else people want to do before we fast forward to the capital?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm hunky dory.
I'm not
Ooh,
going overboard with the whole I don't like dragons bit, am I?
No,
No,
it's
no.
fine.
Okay.
It's only a bunch more to come.
understandable. Yeah, it's very understandable to not like dragons.
Well, it's also
like-
like I mean, like Quinn is from like Earth, and so like dragons are like the only time he's ever seen a dragon was when it tore August in half and chased him down through the forest. So like,
Yeah, I mean, part of the campaign is also supposed to be the sort of culture shock of you guys are in different worlds. It's like dragons are very different here than both Earth and Faerun. It's like on Faerun, they're kind of feared and respected, but not really ever seen much. On Earth, like you barely even they're more of a legend than anything.
oh yeah, for sure.
And here it seems completely different from both those things. They seem to be very present and even involved in politics and controlling an entire empire.
And yeah.
They run
Also,
this mother.
Quinn is like effectively just racist in this world.
Yeah.
I think the proper term would be traumatized.
Racist is
yeah.
a good word. I hate dragons.
All
Where
right.
did all your money go? I didn't even
so-
cut you off, Tristan.
As you're docking into the capital, you see that this city is extremely grand. It is made out of every precious metal you can think of. Buildings are made of what seems to be, solid gold and silver. And it seemed to be built very vertically, like basically like an artificial mountain going upwards. As it's like it's on a coastline with basically 3 out of its 4 sides being ocean, but the city itself seems to be massive and grows up vertically. With it'll almost seem to be more and more grandiose the higher you get up. And as you pull into the dock, you see that because the dragon is on the front of your ship, like everybody in the dock sort of makes way and just like stops what they're doing to help prepare the dock for your ship to dock. Like You seem to have VIP treatment at the moment. And as you dock, the dragon sort of asks you, I should be specific, Ilris, the dragon, the bronze dragon, asks you to disembark and gestures for you to go down the boarding ramp. And basically, after following you guys down, he he sort of looks up into the air and lets out a sort of bellow in Draconic, calling out, basically calling out his name and that he has arrived. And on the you see up in the city, further up, the shadow of another dragon sort of perching out from a massive tower and flying down towards you. And it lands in front of you. And let me grab the image real quick.
I think I'm gonna faint again.
Oh, don't do that. We'll have to drag you.
As this dragon lands, and Ilris sort of bows his head slightly to this dragon as it lands in front of him and says, I have brought the unknown factors from the mainland. They seem to have information that is important to the Empire. I do not sense an immediate threat from them, Grand Investigator. As Niken would recognize this as a silver dragon, sort of approaches and says, well, then we shall take them to the tower. And you see there's basically a cart gets ushered over, sort of pulled by a drake, as you would recognize it, Niken. A dragon-like four-legged creature, in this case about the size of a horse, pulling a cart, and the dragon's beckoned, get on.
Thank you. Climb up in. I try to act as nonchalantly, but inside Soggy's head, she's just screaming.
I should also specify, I know a lot of you speak Draconic, so actually all of you speak Draconic.
Do I speak Draconic while
don't we
I'm
speak
a
all languages?
Dragonborn?
Yeah, we speak all languages.
You got...
Wait, what?
Well, we speak
if
all
you don't remember,
Earth languages.
Well, actually, Dragonborn exists where I'm from.
Frederick cast Wish to make it so you could understand all the languages of the Earth homeworld that Quinn comes from. And that includes, like, all ancient languages and magic languages. And in this case, the Draconic is mostly the same across
Sometimes
Quinn's
we say
Earth.
things that are like vaguely slurs. No, it's not kidding.
The languages, a lot of the languages that you know cross over between worlds, but are not always completely accurate. In this case, you understand like most of the Draconic they're speaking.
Yeah.
But throughout this, basically most of the people you've met on this continent have been speaking Draconic. And so yeah, just to clarify, they were speaking in that language. Yes, so you board the cart and you head up to the Grand Investigator's Tower. And as soon as you are brought inside, the door is sort of shut behind you, and you can see that it seems to be sealed, perhaps even magically.
And we're just in this room alone, or are the dragons coming in with us? Did we see,
You were brought inside alone at first, but then you see the Grand Investigator makes his way down from the top of the tower. He flies in from above and lands in front of you. And we'll clear this boat table real quick, just to clarify the situation. Ilris, the bronze dragon you met on the ship, seems to be nowhere to be seen. As you're in a pretty big tower, though. And this seems to be the first floor, and the door was sealed behind you.
Hey, I'm back.
You were
we
brought
into a tower with
brought
just
into
the
a
Grand
tower by
Investigator.
a silver dragon,
Boy.
who was referred to as the Grand Investigator, that Ilris seemed to respect and even bow his head to. So, hierarchy.
I see.
And he says, "Well, welcome. Ilris has informed me on the flight up that you seem to claim you are from another world."
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello.
I don't think my mic's properly working, so I switched back to another one.
All good.
You seem to say you come from another world?
Yes, we do. Well, most of us are from the world of would I know it as Faerun?
Toriel. Faerun is actually
Toriel,
the
right.
continent that most of D&D takes place on.
Right, my bad, Toriel.
Toriel is the name of the planet.
And I would know it as Toriel.
Yes.
Most of us come from the world of Toriel.
Interesting. Well, I'd love to learn more about the world, and I'm very interested, but my priorities must start with, what is your purpose to be on this world and not your own?
We are on a rather long mission, as it is. We are here to stop a grand evil that is taking place on your world that has also greatly affected our own.
I see. So an evil that has affected your own world has come here, and you wish to stop it?
Well, it's sort of evolved into that. We were originally after a person known as the Mistress, a vampire, if I'm fully aware. We followed her to our compatriot here, Queen's world, Earth, and then we followed it here to what's this world's name?
You don't know.
Oh, well, we followed it to this world. We then learned fully of the Mistress's plans. She is a vampire, a very powerful one that lives in Morcath, your supposed land of the dead. All the people there, they cannot die because of some god, I suppose, that is no longer with them. So, they're trying to resurrect that god. But also they're getting the power from an artifact, that a very powerful and dangerous artifact that was stolen from our world, and with the help of some demonic entity, which, if it goes through, it will be resurrected as the god, or at least have power over it, and that will not be good for your world. Did I leave anything out?
Quinn just like doesn't say anything. His mouth's still open. He just slowly shakes his head no.
I think you got everything.
I see.
And I
Well,
know that all sounds rather absurd, but it is the gospel truth.
I believe you. The tower has sensed no lies coming from your mouth.
Oh, it can do that.
Yes, it can do that. But if what you say is true, then the Empire must get involved.
I
I see.
This
believe
mistress you speak of
I
on Morcath? Go
I-
ahead.
I believe that's why we were coming here.
Yes, we originally needed someone to a powerful mage, much like I, though I am not equipped to do it. We need a powerful mage in order to transport us to Gregoria. That is supposedly where the demonic entity lies.
Gregoria. Of
Yes.
course. It would make sense. There are a lot of ancient evils in that land.
Oh. Is known for such things?
Yes. It is one of the few reasons the Scythian Empire has not expanded to Gregoria. There is many things unknown there. A dark entity trying to gain power through a dead god is not out of the picture.
Well, then surely you will want to help us.
Yes, we would be willing to help. But I have a few more questions. This mistress you speak of, this vampire, you say she acquired a powerful magical artifact from your world. What is this artifact and what is it capable of?
A lot. You just hear Ramus Sandra's breath.
Yes, Ramus, very good. Yes, it is a artifact from my world and my time known as the Mythalar. It was once pretty much a magical generator that was able to be used to power the floating cities of the Netherrealm. Or
I
Netherese.
see.
They were not only capable of giving flight, but they were a massive conduit for magic, which is powerful enough to transpose a soul into that of a god. And, as the last surviving member of the Netherese, it is my rightful property.
As he sort of gives off a light chuckle. I see. So you wish to take this artifact back to your world, and in turn, stop this spirit from resurrecting the god.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
We kill the person trying to destroy a world, we take back the super dangerous magical artifact that could cause more problems, and then we'll leave you alone. It's about that simple, I think.
Yeah.
We don't want any trouble or to do anything to your empire. We just, coming to keep things from blowing up.
Well.
Soggy raises a hand.
Yes.
Raven just points to Soggy.
Yes, Faye. What
Does
is it?
this world have a mineral known as Chardolin?
I can't say in all of my knowledge I've heard of such a mineral.
Oh. With out of character, isn't that necessary for the Mythalar or something?
It's a very common magical component that a lot of Netherese stuff is made out of.
Okay.
It's also quite dangerous, but I don't think.
I have Chardolin on me.
Don't
I've been carrying it around for years.
You're carrying around magic cancer rocks.
In my bag.
Well, I guess the only reason you've been able to do that is because you've been made of ice, but now you're just a normal human.
Well, as long as you don't touch it with your hands, you're fine.
Yeah,
it's floating around in my bag.
Yeah, it's when it touches bear skin that it can have consequences.
Don't get near any bears.
The reason I ask is I have some, and I was wondering if maybe examining it would be a sign of goodwill. Maybe help us find the rest of the artifact.
Just don't touch it with your bare scales, I guess.
Yes, it could not be touched without protective gear. I've gone from like Scottish to Russian. I really need to work on my accents.
Without protective gear.
Say it again.
I see you're trying to offer a gift of goodwill. I will not refuse. The sages of the Empire will be happy to examine a mineral from another world.
I just put on my mittens and reach into my bag and take out a scroll tube of invisibility made out of Chardolin and put it on the table. Oh wait, I open it and take the scroll out and give it to the wizard.
Yeah, this one's for me.
This we keep.
Is he Russian now? Is that canon?
I might just turn to Russian. It's an easier accent to do.
That's fair. This we keep.
As
Hello.
Hello.
The dragon
Hello.
sort of leans down and exhales lightly on it, encasing it in ice, and sort of picks it up between its claws and puts it beneath itself. Well, I'm going to have to ask you to stay here for the moment. I will relay this information of importance to our Emperor, and then I will return with your sentence. I expect only good things.
Is there such thing as a good sentence?
I was shocked by that term. Are we going to jail?
Yes, there are good.
Yeah,
there are good sentences.
Oh, okay. You know more about.
Yeah. As he sort of picks up the Chardolin tube and sort of flies out of the tower.
I just looked to everyone. So do you think the Emperor is like a dragon too, or what do you think?
I would say obviously.
I would assume.
Oh, I hope it's a dragonborn to spite us. I just say to cross my arms and sit down and crisscross. So, I'd look to Niken. You think they're gonna try to take your big ball of power?
No, they better not.
What are you gonna do if they try?
It would be funny if they did.
It would be pretty funny if they just let us go but took the Mythalore.
Hmm. Well, it poses no use to them.
I mean, isn't it just like a magical generator? I'm sure they could find a use.
I was gonna say, would they even be able to figure out how it worked?
I guess you're the only one who knows how to use it, other than the mistress, right?
Exactly. It's no
So
use
then they
to
just-
them, no threat to them, as long as it's used properly and not molested like how it's being used now.
Maybe you can take it and become the new Dragon Emperor.
Not here.
No, not your style of plane.
No, exactly my style. But look at them, they're too powerful.
Wow. I just like Ramus looks stunned. I didn't think you would ever say that. I'm actually
I know
really
whenever
shocked.
I know exactly whenever I'm outmatched. I'm not going to try and usurp a bunch of dragon lords. I'd rather usurp the peasants back in our homeworld.
Wait, so you're gonna try to take over your world once you get back?
That seems a little harsh. Maybe more so reinstating the Netherreal Empire as the rightful power it should be.
Doggy just begins to lean forward, looking at you.
Well, you're not part of my plane, so I don't care, but if I get a call coming to your plane because you're doing shit with the Mythalore, I'm gonna be really mad.
I'm sure it'd take a few centuries to build it back up, so don't worry.
Okay. Anyways. I just look around. I wonder how this tower can tell you're lying.
Probably just I don't know.
Glad we're both confused. It's a nice change of pace.
Well, after several minutes of waiting, you hear the beating of wings as the investigator lands back into the tower in front of you. Well, we have worked out a situation where we can assist you. We will send you to Gregoria, along with one of our own. They are willing to help you.
What, like a dragon? You're sending a dragon with us?
Yes.
Oh my god, we're gonna win. We have a dragon.
You say that
appreciate
and
the help.
Quinn almost faints.
Just go white, just pale.
We've got a dragon with us, Quinn. Oh.
Yeah, holy shit, we have a dragon, it's awesome. And then Quinn's like, oh god, we have a dragon.
Silently weeping.
Ilris is.
I love
willing to
how
accompany you.
Quinn is normally very smart and composed, and like the dragons have only seen this whimpering mess, and I think that's really funny. They're like, how the fuck did this guy defeat an elemental? He's sobbing. It's a little funny.
So, we getting your top dog?
No.
You do have dogs here, right?
But Ilris has been adamant on being the one to accompany you. So he
Who's
will.
that?
The dragon we just were with.
Only
Oh.
Piney knows that.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding. Sorry, I don't say that.
Yes, the dragon who escorted you on your boat ride here is.
Oh, the gold one?
As he just sort of sighs, he is not gold, he is a bronze dragon.
Well, I guess that's still kind of cool.
It's
Damn.
wonderful.
He is of great
I get that.
lineage. You should be
Damn.
honored to have him accompany you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What are you
And-
saying, Ubi?
It's I don't even. Is that racist?
That was kind of
Towards dragons?
Only a bronze dragon.
I think it's less racism and being like, oh, so it wasn't a gold dragon. That's disappointing. Aren't gold dragons like pretty high up there on the tier list?
Yeah.
Where is bronze like low tier dragon? Or
Depends.
is it mid tier?
I'd say mid tier.
Yeah,
Mid-tier?
they're about mid tier. Yeah.
Mid tier. They kind of got nerfed, but it's fine. Well, thank you so much. Are there any stipulations or anything other than what we told you we're gonna do?
No, I trust in Iris to keep an eye on you, and your intentions seem pure, at least for now.
Oh.
Iris will attempt you to hunt. Will assist you in helping to hunt down the spirits and the mistress.
Oh. Well, thank you so much. I just give like a bow.
As he sort of nods, and the door unseals behind you. And Ilris will accompany you to a mage who is able to teleport you to Gregoria. We
I
have...
do have a question about that place.
Oh. And what would that
You said the whole place is like cursed? Is that everything, or does it just happen to be a lot of curses? Like, are there normal people living there?
Yes, there are plenty of mortals and nations that take residence in Gregoria.
Okay, so it's not just like one giant cursed landmass.
No, but there has been a lot of evil beings that have come from Gregoria, ancient evils and demons alike. Hearing that there's a demonic spirit there is par for the course in the eyes of the Empire.
I see.
It's a land of nothing but wars and destruction and chaos. There is no order. Even now there are wars breaking out amongst them.
You guys should really do something about that. I'm sure 2 dragons could like take the whole place.
There have been attempts by rogue members of our society to take foothold in Gregoria, but I assure you, brute force is not the best way to take over a land.
That's fair. That's all I really know, so just point me in the right direction, and I got a lot of brute force.
Well, then I trust you all to be able to handle this problem.
Oh yeah, we got the brains. I just point to Nikin and Quinn, as Quinn is shivering and almost pissing himself.
Yeah.
As he sort of nods. Well, so with that, you all are going to be escorted on a cart again over to a tower, and you meet back up with Ilris, which when you enter the mage's chambers, he transforms into a sort of a bronze dragonborn.
Oh, he's portable.
As he transforms into a bronze dragonborn, seems to be a warrior of kind. He has a sword on his belt and wears a sort of half-plate armor. Very ornate in armor and sword as well. As with that, you all guys are able to be teleported to Gregoria.
Yay! And we have a new friend. Okay, can I just say, every time you join a call, you sound like the balloon boy from FNAF.
I hate you.
I'm gonna go to the restroom, but discuss amongst yourself if you guys want to keep going tonight, or if you guys want to take a break here.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
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 I hate that.
So,
That's cool that we got a little dragon dude with us. You know, honestly, I thought there was gonna be like a stipulation of like we get the Mythalar. We're gonna be like, fuck.
Dude, I thought they were gonna do that too.
I still think they're going to try to steal the Mythalar, but I don't know.
Well, there might be a third
It's
party.
What was that, Piney?
It's mine.
Well, I know it's yours, but I feel like they're going to try to take it from you.
Well, that's a damn shame because it's mine.
It could be they don't want it because they're like, oh, it can bring back a dead god? That might be dangerous. Get rid of it. Get it out of here. I mean, they're supposed to be dragons. They could be just wise.
Maybe.
Or they're going to fuck us over at the last minute. What? Either of those.
Dragons are wise, but also very selfish. And it's not speciesism. That's facts.
There wrote books about this shit.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
Okay.
Go piss, man. Go piss, king.
Go piss,
go-
girl. Go piss.
Go unleash.
Go piss.
Go unleash. Yeah, go unleash your lizard.
So do we want to keep going tonight?
It is 9:30.
I'm down for whatever.
I work at 7, so I can't play for much longer.
I'm kind of eepy.
I mean, this might be a good point. We're about to set off on another stretch of the adventure. Put a
Yeah.
pin in it here for tonight. That way we don't have to end on, like, in the middle of moving somewhere or doing something.
Yeah, we can start next
Yeah.
session, freshly respawned into the new world, punch a few trees, build a house.
Get some green
I
tops going.
wanted to fight the dragons.
I also wanted to fight the dragons, and I wanted to try to suplex one of them.
That opportunity may still come. Remember, we're fighting the Misters, who turn into a fucking pit fiend.
I can easily suplex a pit fiend.
Exactly. But I also will be right back. I have to pee now.
Wouldn't say easily, but I can.
Oh, Piney, you. My whole subclass is built around grappling huge things.
What are you?
I'm a brawler barbarian. It's a custom subclass I found that me and Tristan picked out for me.
That's pretty sick.
So he's all.
I cannot wait to have my way.
What do you mean?
You'll see it one day.
Is it because we're in the scaly kingdom now? Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay. Well, you can lie. It's okay.
Niken is quite upset that his empire is now gone and the world is being run by Mundies. So,
Yeah, I like how you just like underhandedly said, "Yeah, once I take over the world, it would be cool." And then everyone from like your dimension were like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
Like, no, that was a mean way to put it. I just meant putting my kingdom in its rightful place as ruler. You know, it's fine. You guys will be dead by the time I'm ruling,
exactly.
so it won't matter.
Won't affect any of you guys.
The next campaign, Niken's going to be the big bad evil.
If this is all within our own collective, like, Faerun Sword Coast setting, the Sword Coast is pretty fucked right now. Because,
Yeah.
let's see, because in Waterdeep, it is absolutely fucked there. It's like a political hotbed, and there's very little order there because of what you fuckers did in Dragon Heist.
Which Dragon Heist is canon, the first or second one you ran?
Second.
Second one, okay.
Definitely second.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so if Tristan gets back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Oh, no.
you're back.
Yeah, there's that. Alterel, the city of Alterel, is gone.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Is Zur in this area?
No, this is like official, like the Forgotten Realms D&D. And I don't think we actually ever played any other adventures.
No, we played mostly custom. I'd like to play more like pre-written stuff, actually. I really liked Frostmaiden.
I love to run another pre-written. I know I'm good at running pre-writes.
I've always wanted to do
maybe
Curse
with
of
this-
Strahd.
Maybe with this Oh yeah, with this group, I definitely want to do Curse of Strahd or maybe even Out of the Abyss.
I've never heard of Out of the Abyss. What's that one?
You start. It's pretty much the Underdark campaign.
That sounds fucking awesome. I love the Underdark.
You start out as prisoners of the Drow, and it basically builds your way up to fighting Demogorgon.
You need to run that next, Piney. You need to run that next. I want to be in the Underdark.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, what's considered the worst pre-written 5e campaign?
That's kind of. Oh no, the Prince of the Apocalypse, easily.
Mm.
I was about to say it's kind of in the air, but then I remembered Prince of the Apocalypse. Yeah, Princess of the Apocalypse.
Why is that one considered so terrible?
It's poorly written. It's old. It's weird, and it's just not that fun. And
Oh.
I'd say a lot of the adventures up till Curse of, or not even that, up until Tomb of Annihilation also had one or two of those problems, like Horde of the Dragon Queen and the Rise of Tiamat. Those two adventures are interconnected. They are they're real dated because they are the first adventures for D&D.
Right.
And
I've heard Tomb of Annihilation isn't very good.
No, Tomb of Annihilation is very good.
Oh, but what was the one I'm thinking of? It's like the Tomb of something. Apparently, it's like it's like overly difficult. Yeah.
That's the old adventure that was reintroduced in Tales from the Yawning Portal.
Yeah. I heard that one's like overly frustratingly difficult.
Yes, I ran it a couple times. It's stupid, but yeah. So those two adventures, a little old, dated, hard to run. Storm King's Thunder is pretty cool. It's really cool in its scope, but it's also way too open. It's like, all right, the Giants are coming back. Figure out what the fuck to do.
It's also designed where like the players naturally are only going to do 1/7 of the content of the book.
Okay, so it's like just built to be like huge ocean, and then you kind of just go through it, and you're not meant to hit all the marks.
Yeah.
I see.
Granted, it's kind of like that in Icewind Dale, ain't it?
Yeah, but Icewind Dale I think does it better because at the end of the day, you kind of have to hit all the points because all the points are interconnected no matter where you go.
Yeah, like if I remember right, Icewind Dale, like each town has a starter quest.
A starter quest? Yeah, and then it also has stuff that ties in.
And then each town has a specific quest, and then plus all the other locations we didn't even go to. I'm surprised we didn't go to the mountain.
Which mountain?
I forget what it is, but it's basically like the stand-in for Mount Everest.
Right.
Was there a Yeti?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Tristan, we were talking about like pre-written stuff, and I was saying like I really enjoyed what bits of Icewind Dale I was part of, and what
Icewind
like
Dale is great.
If we ever do another pre-written, what it would be. And Piney told me about something called Into the Abyss. You said
Out of the Abyss.
Out of the Abyss. And that one sounds really interesting.
I really like, but it is a pain in the dick to run.
Oh.
Because you start out managing 13 NPCs.
That sucks.
Plus the party. So it's recommended for a lot of people who've run it. They recommend to kill a lot of them off.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think it's pretty neat. Anyways, also, is Ubi back?
I don't think so. I think Ubi and Caterpill's still gone.
We said that this would probably be a good stopping point, so we didn't like stop off after we were traveling.
Yeah. So next time we can just start on the teleportation.
Yep.
Oh, and